I can move my hand. I can take it back. It's moving zigzagly. Hi guys, welcome to Clegg the King Knowledge Quest. I am Kelvin Ikenna Ikechukwu, the team lead, and this is Physics for Early Starters. And today, we'll be doing justice to motion. Remember, we have done justice to what is physics, we have done justice to units and measurements. Should in case this is your first time of coming across our video, do well to scroll back a little and watch other videos so that you can get carried along very easily. So without wasting much time, let's dive in. Motion. And in today's video, we will be doing justice to an introduction and its definition, its importance and the dimensions of motion, and then the types of motion. Hooray! So let's go in. Introduction and definition. Well, the world itself is powered by motion. The Earth in which we live is revolving around the sun and rotating around its orbits. All these are motion. The heart itself pumps blood. The movement of the blood is motion. So what is motion? Motion simply means the change in position of something, the movement of something. And it is very, very important. Why is motion important? It is important because it helps us understand the universe and things around us. For instance, as I said earlier on, the movement of the earth. Now, the movement of the earth helps us to understand why there is day and there is night. The movement of water, the flowing of water, the ocean wave and everything, it helps us to understand the changing seasons and a lot of other things. Another importance of motion is in technology and engineering advancement. The equipment, majority of all equipment are equipment that helps in transition. And all these transitional equipment are based on the concept of motion. So we can see that motion is very, very, very valuable, even in engineering and technology. It is also very important in scientific discoveries. It is very important in scientific discovery. The study of the anatomy and every other thing has a background with motion. So we have seen that it is very, very important, and therefore that is why it is being studied very, very, very elaborately in schools, higher institutions, workplace, and a lot of areas, a lot of fields. All fields have an aspect of motion in it. It could either be kinematics or dynamics, depending on what it is. So we've seen that even your walking, even your running, all is based on motion. So without wasting much time, let's look into the dimensions of motion. Now, the dimensions of motion simply means the way the motion moves, or the position or the direction. Another word for dimension here is the direction. So now when we want to talk about motion, we can describe motions in three dimensions. The first dimension is, so the three dimensions, as I said, in which motion could be studied are as follows. The first dimension, which is one dimension, simply deals with motion in a straight line. Example, walking, a car moving. All these are a dimensional motion. And when we are talking about dimension, it simply means the representing motions based on the coordinate system. Now, we all know this is our X, this is our Y, and this is our Z. So we are talking about one dimension. It simply means in a straight line. Now, we have two dimensions. Now, when we are talking about two dimensions, example could be a ball. When a ball is being played or shoot in the air, you know the ball can be moving horizontally and then also drop down vertically. So this type of motion is said to be a two-dimensional motion, e.g. a ball shot into the air. We still have more examples, and the last but not the least is three dimension. Now we are talking about three dimension. It normally occurs in space where the x, y, z coordinates takes place. Now, an object that is undergoing such dimension could be like a bird flying, a rocket being shot into the air, an aeroplane in the space moving. All these objects are said to undergo a three-dimensional motion. Okay, so next, the types of motion. We have majorly four types of motion. The four types of motion that we normally have or is being studied is the random motion, the linear motion, linear or translational motion, we have the rotational motion, and the periodic or vibrational motion. So guys, these are the major four types of motion. Although there's another aspect of motion which is called relative motion, but it is not a type of motion. So guys, in our next class, we will be looking into these four types of motion and then moving to the next stage of motion, which is understanding how an object moves, and we will discuss more in depth about position, reference, and displacement, distance, velocity, and acceleration. So if you're yet to follow us, do well to like, subscribe, and invite your friends because they have a lot to learn and gain from this platform. Stay tuned for the next class. Bye.